all about it. All fucking about it.
Your chest is pretty flat, your arms are pretty flat, your delts are. I mean, your obliques are just like skin and bone. But you have that, see that? That's that much room to fill out today. Okay. Turn it back. Way to fix that pose. Literally in just one night session. Incredible.
Yeah, because I was like this.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Because, I mean, any male is going to hold a little bit of body fat down here.
Yeah.
And then that's just going to amplify. Plus this is going to bring out so much more low back. Yeah, way better. So today, at 440, you can relax. You've been at 440 carb all week. I'm going to wake up not this flat. I'd like you to wake up decently full. Because last night's look, we could get
it was the money.
I think it was money. I think we can get on stage there, but I think we can be a tad bit fuller.
With a pump.
Anything that we need to do to go overboard.
What do you want fat?
Oh, fat. We will. So today's prescribed fat. So we'll see how you look tonight, and then tomorrow will be fun.
Yeah.
Tomorrow will be fun. I genuinely think the goal is to wake up a tad bit fuller tomorrow morning than you were this morning. The goal is to go to bed really full tonight. Yeah. And then tomorrow, if we can just eat our normal maintenance of 440. Obviously we'd have to miss maybe 1 or 2 meals because of the show day itself. But eat the same 3 meals that you start the day with, and we'll be in good shape. Good stuff. We good?
Yeah.
Hello. I have just my foundation on right now.
You look amazing.
Just that. I'm not done.
You look great.
You look amazing.
Shredded as fuck.
Yeah.
It's slippers.
Eating my face.
How you feeling?
What name slippers?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Adrian, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, Adrian, we want a speech.
We need a morning speech, bro. One day up.
Everyone be quiet.
One day out, fire. Okay, we'll start it off. Alright, dear God, thank you for another day that isn't promised. Thank you for getting them through their prep. They're not finished yet, but you got them to the finish line. God, help them finish. Be the light to them. Help them see you and what you're doing in their lives. God, I pray that you can just be with them in this moment of silence. Let them take all this in today, because tomorrow it's all to you. We give you the glory. And we're truly appreciative for this moment right here, right now. God, I just can't thank you for another day that isn't promised. I pray that you can just do big things in their life, even outside of this prep as we continue. Because as the day finishes tomorrow, a whole new season of life starts for them. And God, I can't wait for them to have that meal of peace afterwards. And it's just going to be a nasty pub afterwards. I'm so excited to see them today. I pray that I can get home to my people today as we go to Alphaland. Let's be safe, but I'm going to enjoy these last few hours with my baby brother and my grandma, and I'm just so blessed to have all these people in my life. They are truly amazing, and the hard work they've done doesn't go unnoticed, and it literally inspires me every single day. There's just so much gratitude to these people. I'm blessed to see my mother today as well. Got to have a wholesome conversation literally just a minute before this. And man, I'm just so thankful. Guys, let's finish strong. We just need to finish.
I fucking love you, man. You're so like.
He said, give me a hype speech, and AJ's like, I'm gonna pray for you instead.
This is the best one day out experience of my life.
His name's Adrian, you'll meet him. He's literally...
Here.
Side glues and rollers one, and then I'll like stand
You're
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh.
completely
I
okay.
don't want to take away from her. You're good.
That's why we shoot this little bag right here. There you go.
Yesterday we were at 280, correct?
Yes.
Alright. And I liked how we filled out with that really well. So like I'm not gonna push you really hard. Let's just do, like let's keep it moderate today and do 330, 320. Nice, yeah, 330.
I like that.
400 is usually like, I'll be
Solid amount.
full.
And then actually do 10 grams of creatine today.
10?
Yeah, and I would take your 10 grams of creatine pre-workout with your carbs.
Okay.
You literally have lines in your quads and your hamstrings
Yeah.
right now.
Coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, glute dip too?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Looks so
I
good.
know.
So fucking dope.
It's too early to be crying. Please don't do that.
No, we stay in our bags.
And to front, the walk is nailed. Hell yeah.
All this girl.
Great.
Hell yeah. Nice.
It's
The
carpet
makes
makes
it
yeah.
hard, yeah.
The carpet's
And
hard.
so
For
from
yourself.
here, it's a pivot, and then step.
Because I think the big thing is that when you're right about to go out, you're gonna get this
Yeah.
this beating chest, right?
Yeah, it's happening now. So yeah.
Yeah, but like, and just remember, as you're in line, as you're going up, just deep breaths, and then when you go out there, your natural intuition is gonna be to rush it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you're gonna be so excited and there's gonna be so many emotions. So take it slower than you think you need to go. And that's the biggest piece of advice
Okay.
Yeah.
that I
That's
could
great
give you.
advice.
Yeah, because I think you have like 30 seconds.
They
And
said
so
20.
so they say 20, but they give you 30. They cue
Oh,
you.
fuck it then, yeah.
They cue you at 20, and then they give you 30.
Oh, great.
Because
okay, so
like
that makes me feel better because I was like, are they gonna?
How's it feel being in peak week?
It feels a little unreal. I feel like the last 2 months have gone by like super quickly, and the fact that it's here like 2 days out. I feel like I have more energy during peak week because I'm around people that are like more like-minded, so I'm feeding a lot off of their energy. But it's also nerve-wracking.
Honestly, like, I thought I'd be nervous, but I'm actually really excited. Like, I'm excited to get on stage. I'm excited just by the kind of the atmosphere, the environment. Like, it's a really kind of almost like motivating and inspiring environment to be around and to see like all the competitors and all the like grind coming to kind of that fruition, and people get to present that and go on stage and like know that they have won no matter what the outcome is. Like, winning is literally, to me, stepping on that stage and giving the biggest smile and just knowing that I got here, giving it every thing that I did, not missing a beat anywhere, any place, any time, and I'm really proud of that.
I like the other one better, but this will work.
Better than the whole rest of prep, really. I think at the beginning of prep, I didn't feel like I was in prep. In the middle of prep, lots of shit was really hard. And peak week, I've just been so excited and so grateful to go through the experience and feel like I've just now gotten started.
What's been the biggest difference in how you feel with training as show day has gotten closer?
I would say putting my ego aside because I had to drop weight for certain movements and being okay with that, but then also really like listening to my body and taking extra rest if needed. It's mostly just the ego.
I think for me, it's just execution, and that goes across, you mentioned obviously training, but that goes across everything. So just execution across the board, like you really pay attention to the minor details because it does make the difference when it comes to show day. Like really as Chad always says, like, can you look at that board and did you win the day? Did you really measure every single macro? Did you hit your steps? Did you hit your cardio? Did you eat your meals? Did you go for your post-meal walk to make sure digestion's on point? Like, and there's plenty of things even after that, but just like hitting every single one, like that's where like, that defines the winners and the losers basically.
With training specifically, like I'm just so much more intentional about my connection to my body. And I also think that like, as you go through the last couple weeks, every session means something to you. And I've been like crying during cardio every single day for the past like 2 weeks, just because it's been very emotional to complete something like that when you're pushing really hard, but you're really low food. So training becomes something very different than just like go to the gym. It's like a very like emotional, spiritual part of your day.
What do you look forward to on show day?
Donuts. Honestly, just, I feel like for me, like channeling into like an alter ego for like stage time has been difficult for me, but I feel like once the time actually comes when like hair, makeup, suits on, like everything's ready to go, I feel like something will all click together. So I'm really excited to actually see everything like come together for that moment and have all that excitement.
As I mentioned previously, honestly, just stepping on that stage, like seeing you guys and just smiling and being like, I did this, and I'm just so excited for that, and just to be proud to be able to celebrate that moment, like with the people I love.
I really look forward just to the performance aspect of it. I've never really been great at much of anything like sports related or art related, and any performance I can think of growing up, I just was never confident about or never did well in terms of dance, in terms of softball, and this kind of gives me the opportunity to perform on stage and present something I'm really proud of in a way that I feel very, very confident about. So I'm definitely most excited about that for show day.
Biggest challenge you have worked through in prep?
Biggest challenge, I would say a combination of my job and the mental game of it all, because I'm a server, and just being able to like plan my meals out and just like getting through every single shift and knowing that like I'm doing everything like for me and just working the hours that I do and still like accomplishing everything that I have been on a day-to-day. But yeah, mentally it's been rough, especially like the last few weeks, because you get like so stuck in your head because like prep, you're like so like selfish and you do everything for you, and you're kind of kept to yourself. And then once you get to that point where like you need to reach out for others, you just feel like so secluded that you don't really know who to reach out to because you don't want to necessarily bother anyone. And you don't necessarily bottle in your emotions, but yeah, those prep demons, they'll fucking get you, but you're not alone though.
Biggest challenge for me was like at the start, it wasn't too bad. Like I started on such a high calorie intake because we had such a long off season, we built up the body and the metabolism, we were in a really good spot kind of going into this. But again, my body had just been so primed and used to that amount of food. Like when we started to get to the depths of it, like, and even when Chad made a couple of adjustments to actually give me more food, it actually made me even more hungrier than I was on little food. So like at one point I generally was like trying not to eat everything in sight just because like that's what it wanted. It got more food, the body craved it, and now it craved more. So like that was some of the pieces. And just like for me actually, it's my toughest part of work as well. So like stress is through the roof. So trying to combine literally the last couple of weeks of prep with the last couple of weeks of my financial year, and like obviously work don't understand that aspect of it. So trying to balance that and almost like hide it to a certain extent from work, because like it's no excuse from them, it's not an excuse to them. So was probably one of the challenges thing, to not kind of let my guard down and showcase that it was getting to me at some points, because stress was just at an all-time high basically.
Biggest challenge I've worked through in prep has been just the life stuff that happened really like right in the middle of it. Right as I was saying that it didn't feel super hard, a lot of life things came up, and really looking at like my personal relationships, my relationship with myself. There were things that happened that were like very much outside of my control that I had to handle, and no one would have blamed me if I decided to stop. If I said, hey, I can't prep anymore, like my mental health is not there to be able to handle it. Instead, I said, for the sake of my mental health, I'm gonna take care of myself and continue to do this, because this from the beginning has always been an act of self-love for me. So yeah, that's it.
What have you learned?
I've learned a lot of like self-care stuff. I learned how to like really cook. I hate touching raw chicken. That shit's really fucking gross, but like prep made me get over that. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, a lot of like self-care for myself, a lot more like self-love, recognition for myself, and showing like more gratitude. That, and a little bit more better like time management, but also in the sense of like giving myself enough time in a day-to-day, and like I don't always have to be like rushing. And when it comes to like my like I guess like my focus on things, like, you know, if a lot of things I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna feed my energy into that, and then reflecting back, it's like, okay, if I'm not gonna feed my energy into like X, Y, and Z, and if I'm not gonna put up with that either, what makes me think that like, you know, I can't do that outside of prep too.
Damn. I've learned that you are capable of anything if you put your mind to it. Physically, mentally, anything. Like if you want something and you want it bad enough and you go after it, anyone can do anything. I don't care what they say. If they say, I don't have that skill, or I don't have enough time, like if you have enough energy, motivation, you make it a priority and you have the willpower to do it, you could do it. No excuses, basically, for not doing anything.
Wow. Oh, just take a second. I've learned that I'm a lot stronger and a lot more disciplined than I could have ever imagined. And it's funny because when I was 18, my first tattoo was "Perhaps I am stronger than I think" on my back right here. And I always said that, like, my mom was like, why does it say perhaps? Like, of course you're stronger than you think. And I think the perhaps should be there because you question yourself naturally. As a human being, we all just question ourselves. If I knew my own strength going into everything all the time at 100%, I would never find challenge. I'd never be pushed to go to the next level and test that strength, expand that strength. And I think through prep, I just learned how fucking relentless I can be. And I also found a community that is absolutely 100% my community, for sure.
And what do you see next post-show?
Next post-show, after summer shredding, then after Chicago Pro in July, a lot of growth, a lot of development, moving, definitely out of state, and putting a bigger and better package together to
put on 40 pounds. No, legit, I want to, like, it showcases how well my metabolism, like, we've essentially reversed into the show. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm back eating 700 plus carb a day in 3-4 weeks. Like, I'm excited to see how much taking what I learned on prep and the execution in prep, like, into the off season, like, with that lens, and seeing what we can build as a team in the next year could be frightening. And I've got to build these chicken legs, and I've got to build this back as well. So that's what I'm excited to on the physical side. But then also just like take what I've learned like into my work life as well, and like I've aspirations and going after certain promotions and things, and like just that mindset shift that happened to me like in prep, and now pivoting that towards other instances of my life is what I'm going to be doing.
Post-show, after summer shredding, we have 3 more weeks until another show. And after our NPC show, actually, I said this to Far very aggressively this morning, really good off season where we are growing. Even if I qualify for nationals at an NPC show, I want my first shot at nationals to be one where we go into it with an insane amount of confidence, knowing that there could be a shot at a pro card. You never know, but after the show, my goal is just to really embrace bodybuilding for all that it is in its off season and take this journey to the next level over the next couple of years.
Are you ready?
I don't think anybody ever feels ready for their first show because the first show is never going to be better than your second. It's not going to be like your first or your second, your third, whatever. I mean, I feel confident in like my posing and the package that I'm bringing on stage, absolutely. But I know that like there's always more work to be done. But I'm ready to get on the stage, ready to go to war.
Born ready, baby. Let's go, buzzing.
Yes, absolutely. I'm ecstatic.